This is the second quadratic formula example. So if you need to watch quadratic formula example number 1, go back to that video. So first step, get it in standard form. Standard form means equals 0. Right now we're equal to negative n squared. So to move it to the other side, I got to add n squared. If I do it to one side, got to do it to the other. So I've got to add an n squared here. And remember, it's an invisible 1 in front of that. Right, so that cancels out. So I got my 0 over here. Over here, I've got 9n squared plus 4n minus 16. Okay, so that was all step 1. Step 1 is complete. Next is identify the a, b, and c. So step 2, I just need to say what a, b, and c stand for. Remember, my standard form of a quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So a is 9, b is 4, and c is negative 16. Okay, and it's negative because I can compare that and make it negative. Okay, done with step 2. Step 3, which is the bulk of this, we are going to substitute into the quadratic formula. So quadratic formula is super important. Don't forget it. X equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And again, I'm going to pop these numbers in. Pause your video right now, pop your numbers in. Okay, you should have already popped your numbers in, but we're going to pop them in together. So I got x equals, into that every single time, x equals the opposite of b, which is 4 this time, plus or minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 times a, which is 9, times c, which is negative 16. Keep that whole square root over it. All over, all the way up to the equal sign, 2 times a, which is 9. And I always just go back and just double check that I did all of my numbers correct because I'm a human and I make mistakes. So my a's are both supposed to be 9, success. Okay, my b's are both supposed to be 4. Yep, that works. And then finally my c's, my one c is negative 16. Okay, it all worked out. Now I always simplify in 3 places. So I keep my x equals every single time. I just got done saying that. I keep my x equals, I keep my all over, I keep my square root, I keep my plus or minus, but these 3 spots change. So I'm going to fill in what the opposite of negative 4 is. So the opposite of, the opposite of positive 4 is negative 4. Okay, let's do the bottom right now too. 2 times 9 is 18. Okay, and then the last part is the big one that I have to type in my calculator. You could type it in Desmos, you could type it into your cell phone calculator, it's totally up to you. I think Desmos is the easiest because you could see the whole thing. So pause this video, type it in. So if you type it in, that's 4 squared minus 4 times 9 times negative 16. And I get 592. 592. Okay. That's where I take the square root off to the side, and I'm going to simplify it. Square root of 592. So first thing I do is I see, is it a nice square root? Square root of 592. Nope, it's a decimal. So I'm going to use our perfect square list. So make sure you are looking at your perfect square list with me. So 592 is bigger than all of our numbers. So I'm going to have to start right here at 169. So 592 divided by 169 decimal. Okay, so I'm going to try 144 decimal. Okay, pause your video and try the rest of the numbers until you find the biggest perfect square that goes in there. Okay, so I tried all of these numbers. So I tried 121, 100, 81, 64, 49, 36, 25, all of them, all the way up to 16. And finally, 16 was a nice number. So 16 gave me the 36 that I see there, or 37. So I'm going to rewrite this as the square root of 16, because remember the perfect square always has to go first, and then square root of 37. Square root of 16 is positive or negative 4, and square root of 37 just stays that way because it's not on our square root list. So I'm ready to move this back into the equation. So I'm going to take this 4 square root of 37, and I'm going to pop it in here for square root of 592. So everything else stays the same. So I've got x every single time. I've got x equals negative 4 stays the same, plus or minus stays the same. I've got 4. Let's do the right color. So I've got 4 square root of 37 here. So that changed. But the rest are the same, over 18. Now, I need to look at all the whole numbers to see if there's anything I could take out of them. So specifically, I'm looking at negative 4, I'm looking at positive 4, and I'm looking at 18. First number I notice I could take out is 2, so I'm going to divide them all by 2. So divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2. Notice how I ignore the square root of 37. The reason why is because he is in square root jail, so nothing can happen to him. He can't change. So when I'm writing my final answer, I know I'm still going to have the plus or minus. I know I'm still going to have the 37. It can't change. And I'm still going to have the over. So negative 4 divided by 2 gives me negative 2. 4 divided by 2 gives me positive 2. 18 divided by 2 gives me 9. Now I still look at those numbers and see, can I take anything else out of negative 2, positive 2, and 9? And I can't. So that's my final answer. Okay. So ta-da! So let's go ahead and let's check to see if we did this right using Desmos. So I'm going to take my original problem. Let me clear out all of these checks on 492. So I had 8n to the second plus 4n minus 16 equals negative n squared. Now I got a triangle of death. Remember, I changed my equal to minus parentheses. Oh, still just triangle of death, so change all my variables to x's. Okay, so I've got these two decimals as my answers. So let's see if I get the same thing. So I have negative 2 plus 2 square root of 37 divided by 9. And I had negative 2 minus 2 square root of 37 all divided by 9. So those should be my two decimals that I have there. Let's see, negative 1.574, and it rounded that. It rounded right here because there was a 9 right there. So that's the same. Okay, and then this one, negative 1.29. When I'm looking at that one, it rounded because of the 9 as well. So yeah, they're the same answers. Good job, you guys. We did it.